And the big news, Danny Mills, this week centres on Harry Kane and Jack Grealish, and it has done for quite a while now. Grealish returned from holiday in Croatia this week, landed via a private jet onto the tarmac of Birmingham Airport. He's expected to sign for Manchester City imminently after undergoing a medical. £100 million is apparently the fee. That's sort of really been underscored by the fact that Villa are spending freely at the other end to sort of bolster their attacking line. If he does go to Manchester City, Danny, how much will Jack improve under Pep, and what specifically would elevate his game?
Playing alongside much better players. I think they will give him the ball more. He'll have more options to pass to. There won't be as much focus on him from the opposition, of trying to stop him. Manchester City could have a front line of a front five players, attacking players. When he plays for Aston Villa, there's maybe two that the defence focus on. You can't do that when you play against Manchester City. So he'll get more freedom, he'll get more room, he'll get more of the ball. They'll have more possession, he'll have more opportunity to express himself. So without doubt, he's going to go to the next level. I wonder what it means for Harry Kane. I'm not sure, can City afford to do both deals, or can they afford it? Yes. Will they want to afford to do both deals, especially if Kane's going to be sort of maybe higher than 140, 150 million? But it's a great opportunity for Jack Grealish. I don't think any Villa fans will be disappointed, of course, that he's leaving, but he's been a fantastic servant to that football club. I don't think they can really begrudge him taking that next step. Realistically, he's not going to win the Premier League with Aston Villa in the next, 4 or 5 seasons, where he's going to be in his prime. And it takes him to another level. It takes him to, challenging for the Premier League. It takes him into challenging for the Champions League as well. He's been long.
We lost Danny there for a second.
Yeah, for Aston Villa.
He's back again. You there? Hello, Danny?
Still here.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, don't know what you heard. Yeah, just saying it's a £100 million profit in it for Aston Villa. So I don't think you can begrudge Jack Grealish leaving.
I don't think they will. I don't think many Aston Villa fans would either. I mean,
he's been very, very loyal, hasn't he, up to this point?
Up until this point, obviously it's well within his rights to go and try and make himself a better player. Does he need to be a better player to be an England regular? I know that's what you want to see, Leanne.
Yeah, I think when me and Danny did the show at Box Park during the Euros, I think we had the same discussion almost about, Danny thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, that if he went to a bigger club, then he'd have more of an opportunity with England, whereas Definitely. I kind of disagreed, because I felt like, I've said this before, I just don't think Gareth fancies him, and I think he prefers other players, and I don't think that will make much of a difference. But it's an interesting one, because it seems like Aston Villa have accepted the bid that Man City have put in for him, but it's up to him.
That's not official, but the fact that they've appeared to have agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen for the winger Leon Bailey, they've also signed Emi Buendia. They're talking about other signings in the offing in the not too distant future. It's like they're spending the money before they've even got it.
Potentially, but I think it's an interesting one, because I've just seen a lot of speculation about it's up to Jack Grealish to accept it or not. I know it's speculation, but I think that he does need to move on. And I agree with what Danny was saying. I don't think the Villa fans will hold it against him. I think that other teams, in my opinion, should be doing everything they can to stop this from happening, because if Harry Kane and Jack Grealish go to Manchester City, I think there's no point in anyone else even bothering, to be honest, because I can't actually believe that other teams like Manchester United, Chelsea are going to allow this, because I think it's going to make things completely different. And Man City, I think, are so much better than everybody anyway, and it pains me to say it, but if Jack Grealish and Harry Kane go into Manchester City, I think I'm going to cry every single night for the rest of my life.
Leon Bailey, good signing for Aston Villa, should they get him. Young, well thought of, stalled a little bit after bursting on the scene 17, 18, 19. Might be a good platform for him though, Danny, mightn't it?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and that's always been the way. When a player leaves, it's up to somebody else to step up to the plate and take that opportunity. Players get their opportunities through injuries, players moving on. That's how things happen. And you're always in the wings. You're just waiting for that one moment. As a player, and Lianne would have been the same. You're waiting for that opportunity. Just think, come on, please, don't care how I get it. Give me that opportunity, and I believe in myself. I'm going to go and show everybody, the manager, the fans, what I can do. And it's a great opportunity to fill huge shoes. Let's be honest, because Jack Grealish has been fantastic for Aston Villa over the last few seasons. So it's not going to be easy, but what an opportunity for someone.
Arsenal linked with Lautaro Martinez of Inter Milan. Going to be quite costly. He's got a good goal-scoring record. They've also been linked with Tammy Abraham. I think they're more likely to get him than anybody else. Tottenham also in the running for Lautaro Martinez of Inter Milan. Should they lose Harry Kane? Is he a player that you think would settle into the Premier League?
Who?
Lautaro Martinez.
I mean, potentially, but the one that struck me there was the Tammy Abraham to Arsenal, because I've been on this show many times before and spoke about this, but I just don't think Tammy Abraham is that player that Arsenal desperately need. I don't think he's that player that's guaranteed to take them to that next level. If Arsenal want to go back to how they were, when they were winning the double in '98 and times like that, I just think they need more than that. They need more than Tammy Abraham.
What do you think, Danny?
They've got to...
Tammy's numbers are pretty good, aren't they? I mean, in terms of
they are, but
expected goals and what he's actually scored in the Premier League.
You've got Lacazette, you've got Aubameyang. Granit Xhaka might not even be leaving now. But by all accounts, that deal might sort of be on hold. They've just brought in Ben White. They've got Kieran Tierney in there. They've got. It's just consistency that I think that they need somehow. They've got a lot of good players. They just
do they need better coaching?
I don't know. They've got all the pieces of the jigsaw. Arteta just hasn't found the way to make them consistent or put them in the right places, up to this point. There's a lot of good players at Arsenal.
But you look at Xhaka during the Euros in comparison to how he plays for Arsenal, it's a weird one.
Slightly different.
They've massively underperformed in terms of the quality of players that they've got. And some, Arteta, no doubt, maybe will go on to be a fantastic coach. But he's still new to this. It's still his first role in management. He's only a couple of years into senior management, and plus he's had all COVID and everything else to deal with. It's not been easy.
I've got pictures of the Chelsea-Arsenal game on in front of me, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is absolutely bossing the midfield. He is playing so well. He carries the ball brilliantly. I mean, if he could do that on a regular basis...
Well, stay injury-free. I think that's his biggest problem.
He would be a major asset. I mean, as far as I understand, I think he's going to end up moving on loan again, probably to the Bundesliga. He just played a peach of a ball to Timo Werner and set Chelsea on the attack. He's carrying it excellently. But
played in the World Cup semi-final, Sam, I think.
Yeah, well, he played for England in the World Cup, didn't he? Yeah, he was part of Gareth Southgate's team in 2018.
You have to look at him and think, why is he not kicked on from there? I know, yes, of course, there's one or two injury problems, but he had season at Palace that was okay. Went to Fulham, was okay. Mm-hmm. For the player that he is, the talent that he has, he should be a regular in a Premier League side.
You can't just keep going out on loan all the time. I think, I agree with you, Danny. I think he needs to.
There's a reason for that, Leanne, though, isn't there? Clearly, managers, for whatever reason that they see in training or matches, don't necessarily fancy him or don't trust him week in, week out.
Carl Evans on Twitter says, without John Terry, Aston Villa must spend well on their defence and attacking options, both of them. The danger is they will rush out and get bodies rather than quality. Afternoon on the Grealish story. Can any of you explain to me why you'd spend £100 million on a player who isn't as good as the player he will replace? Sterling is better than Grealish, and it's not like Grealish is 5 years younger. I don't get it, says Chris in Tamworth.
That's a fair opinion, I think. But at the same time...
Because Man City next season will play 4-1-5, and that 5 will be given licence to go and do whatever they want. And I can see them playing a false 9 every single game.
That sounds like my fantasy football team.
Yeah.
But you can see it, can't you? You'll have two wide-ish players. It might be Mahrez, might be Sterling, might be Grealish. De Bruyne will be in there. Could be Foden, and there'll be 3 or 4. Just go and, when you've got the ball, just go and play. Just go and cause absolute havoc and go wherever you want to go, because it'll almost be like a 5-a-side team attacking. Because they're all great on the ball, and they'll just be able to pick it up, turn, receive it, play little passes in it, and it could be so difficult to defend against.
The Sunday Session with Sam Matterface every Sunday afternoon on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.